You know what, man? In my opinion, nobody knows how to make a good Mortal Kombat. That's including the people who made Mortal Kombat. The director of the first 1997 Mortal Kombat movie, I cut him all the slack in the world and pay him all the credit that is due. Because not only was Mortal Kombat still new at the time, that movie took Mortal Kombat, made it mainstream, and also gave it another identity. The lore and the characters were there, but that soundtrack was not there, and especially the one that has gone on to become timeless and may be the most recognizable video game soundtrack of all time. It was not like that didn't do anything for Mortal Kombat, for the fans, the game, or just the brand as a whole. The second movie, even though we all agree it's a piece of shit, there's still some enjoyment about it, and I think that's strictly because of how correct they get the character. Not perfect, but the majority of the cast looked exactly like their characters and felt like their characters. But we can all agree that movie wasn't good. So that leads us to Mortal Kombat Legacy. Legacy was good, and it definitely had a huge backing, but at the end of the day, it was still YouTube fan-made. Could have been sort of like Cobra Kai, not story-wise or anything, just in popularity. Just never really got his legs up under it. A decent concept, but all we're really left with is a very well-funded fan film. It even led to it having its own DVD release and Blu-ray release, so, you know, shout out to that. And for what it was, I did enjoy it. These next ones I wasn't going to count because they're animated, but they are feature length, so I guess I will count them. At least the ones I've seen. And that's pretty much all of the animated Mortal Kombat ones. These normally either focused around the first tournament or Sub-Zero and Scorpion. The reason I don't like these ones that much is because the difference between all of them is way too reoccurring. Like, there's no real continuity in between all of them. It's like they're all subject to change, one little small thing here and there. But sometimes those changes are things that work for me and both don't work for me. Mainly speaking about Jax, I'm tired of, we need to center around how Jax loses his arms and stick with that. Because that's a very key moment in Mortal Kombat lore, because that introduces cybernetics and all that shit with the Lin Kuei. So you got to be really careful about how you take Jax's arms, when you take them, and what you do after you take them. Something that even though the second movie gets a lot of shit for, they were the most on point with it, and it was damn near perfect to the Mortal Kombat video games, timing wise and all that shit.